guys, Miss Showbella here, and I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be on a topic that is really close to my heart. As you can see from the title, this is going to be basically my explanation or my reason for big chopping and going natural when I did. A little bit of backstory for me. I played professional basketball for 7 years, and this past season was the first season that I wasn't playing since I got drafted from college. And so I give that backstory to say that I have been put in a position where I've been considered a role model to a lot of young girls, and it's a responsibility that I've never taken lightly. I have a daughter of my own. My daughter is 10. She'll be 11 in about a month. And I had her when I was young. I had her in college. And so at a very young age for me, I was always very aware of decisions that I made, things that I did, and how they would affect her. I think once you become a mother, it's just one of those things that you stop thinking so much about yourself and what you want and how you want to live your life, whether it be, just carefree and doing whatever you want. You now have this little person that's looking to you to be an example. So, like I said, from very young, I had that kind of sense of responsibility to kind of do things the right way as best I could. And so I've always made a conscious effort to make sure that I build her up and tell her she's beautiful, tell her she's smart. And one area that I kind of feel like I wasn't being that great of a role model was when it came to hair. And it's a topic that I didn't realize affected my daughter as much as I now realize that it has. Like I said, I've been put in the position because of my profession to be looked at as a role model. And it's a weird place to be in when you yourself, you just feel like, I'm just a normal person. I'm just me. At the end of the day, I'm just me. But when you're put in a place where young girls are looking to you to kind of show them the way almost, it's something that I just don't think should be taken lightly. And I know that it's a subject that kind of goes both ways with celebrities, athletes, things of that nature, where they say, parents raise your kids. I'm not a parent, but it's a fact that when you're in the public eye, you're looked at, you're followed, you're mimicked, and I think we need to take some bit of responsibility when it comes to those things. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely 100% believe that parenting starts at home, but like I said, I think we should take a little responsibility when you're put in the public eye, and that's on any level, whether you're a college athlete or a professional athlete or a movie star, whatever it may be. You have people looking at you, and I think for me, because I'm a brown girl, I've always kind of also kept that in the forefront of my mind, that I want to be an example to better my community, to give girls that look like me something to look at and say, I can be like that. I don't have to twerk in the club and, do things to degrade myself. I can be beautiful, I can be strong, I can conquer and still keep my dignity, So all that to say that those are things that I've always tried to instill in my daughter, and the young ladies that I've had the opportunity to mentor in some capacity because of my job. Naturally, the girls that I've mentored throughout the years have been athletes, and if they've been centered around the sport of basketball, because that's what I've done for the majority of my life. But there's always been a part of me that wanted to reach a little bit deeper, outside of the sport of basketball, outside of just the world of sports, and to reach young girls who need something more. A few months ago, I was sitting around just talking and hanging out with my daughter. And my daughter has natural hair. She's been natural her whole life. And I mostly do her hair in protective styles and, ponytails, things like that. Because one, she's a little girl, and two, it makes my life easier. I don't have to worry about detangling hair every day and, all that stuff. And so the few times that I have allowed her to wear her hair out have been like special occasions. It's been Christmas or a birthday or something like that, where I'll do a twist out or I'll maybe straighten it or something like that. And she's just, it's like the best day of her life whenever she gets to do that. And one day we were just sitting around hanging out, and my hair was straight. It was freshly flat ironed and, all that jazz. And she was just admiring my hair, and she was telling me that I was so pretty, and everybody tells me that I look like you, and you're so pretty, and your hair is so pretty. I want pretty hair like you. And I said, baby, you do have pretty hair. Your hair is gorgeous. Your hair is so pretty and curly and thick, and you have beautiful hair. And she said, yeah, but my hair doesn't stay straight, and it gets poofy, and blah, blah, blah. And she just, went on saying all these things that she didn't like about her hair. And I just reassured her that her hair was beautiful, and that, she doesn't have to feel like her hair has to be straight like mine in order for her to feel like her hair is beautiful. So after we had that conversation, it really, really made me do some deep thinking about the example I was setting for her. I was natural once before, and I cut my hair off back in 2006, and I was natural for about 2.5 years and decided to relax again. And it was purely because of styling options. I felt like my hair was boring and that I never did anything with it. It was just always in kinky twists because I was an athlete, and I couldn't straighten it because it would poof up the next day when I went to practice. And so it was just always in kinky twists. Never really did anything with it. And I was bored out of my mind. And anybody that knows me knows that when I go through something, some kind of life change, my hair usually goes through a life change with me. So I went through a major life change and decided I was going to chop my hair off, and that's how I ended up going natural the first time. I knew nothing of the world of YouTube and, the natural hair community and all that stuff. If I had, oh gosh, I would have never gone back to relaxing my hair, because there's just so much information out there now that I knew nothing about. I really don't believe that it was as big then as it is now. So I went back to relaxing my hair. It was nothing, purely a styling option decision. So when my daughter and I had this conversation, it really just made me think about, what message am I sending to her? If she looks at me and feels like I'm beautiful and I'm so pretty, and people tell me I look like my mom, but I don't see it, that's a problem. For me, that was a problem. And so it sparked something in me to come to a decision that I had already been kind of teetering with. I loved my hair when it was natural, other than the fact that I never styled it because it was thicker and it was fuller than when it's relaxed, because I have fine hair naturally. I don't know how much y'all can tell, but this is my hair without it being slicked down, which I've pretty much worn it that way since I big chopped, and I decided to kind of let it out today, and this is what it looks like. So I really sat down and thought about, what message do I want to send to my daughter? What message do I want to send to my little girl who is going into that stage of being a preteen, where she's, starting to probably face a little bit of adversity when it comes to hair. All of the little girls in her class that look like her have relaxed hair. So, it's a conversation that goes on, oh, well, my mom straightens my hair, and my mom puts weave in my hair, and this, that, and the other, which I don't do to her hair. So technically, she's in the minority when it comes to that. And I felt like she's already in the minority in society. I don't want her to feel in the minority at home. So that was something that really made me come to a decision that I need to show her my hair isn't my worth. My hair doesn't define me. It doesn't define my beauty. It doesn't make me any smarter. It doesn't make me any stronger. It doesn't make me any more beautiful. And so I thought about it, for a little bit. I actually had been thinking about going natural anyway, because I said once I was done playing that I would probably go back to being natural because it would be a little bit less maintenance. And I transitioned for like 8 months last year and then copped out. So it was something that was already kind of brewing in me. And that conversation that I had with her when she looked at me and said, I want pretty hair like yours, that solidified it for me. And I got up probably a couple days after I talked about it to one of my friends and said, that's it, it's gone. I'm cutting it off. I'm not transitioning. I'm not going through that. I'm doing it right here, right now, because I need to. It's something that needs to be done for my baby, And so I cut it all off. I didn't tell her I was doing it or anything. Cut it all off, got in the shower, washed it, and she came downstairs to come tell me goodnight, and she comes around the corner and goes, whoa, what happened in your hair? And I said, I cut it off. I cut it off. And when she asked me why I cut it off, I told her, because I want pretty hair like yours. And I proceeded to have the conversation with her that her hair is beautiful, and it's beautiful exactly how it grows out of her head. The curls, the frizz, everything that comes along with it is beautiful. And I want my hair to be like that. And so, that was basically the conversation that we had. She was in shock for a while. Obviously, she's pretty used to seeing me with long hair and with straight hair mostly. So it was a bit of a shock for a couple days. She kind of kept looking at me and saying, I don't believe you cut your hair off, And then eventually she kind of got used to it, and she started to kind of, oh, that's cute. I like your hair short. Like, that's pretty. And that really made me feel good to kind of be able to not just verbally, but visually and emotionally and spiritually send that message to her that this is just an accessory, just like anything else, just like these earrings, just like the jewelry you put on. It's an accessory that can be changed. It doesn't make you who you are. And so that's it. That was basically my main reasoning behind it. There's some other things that are not even nearly important when you factor in that reason alone, that made my decision to finally just say, forget it, I'm going natural, and I'm staying natural this time around. I'm going to stay natural. This is me. This is what it's going to be. This is, and of course I've gotten some flack from people, family, friends, all that. But I think even more so that's something that she needs to see, that regardless of who it is, i.e. my own mom, that doesn't agree with it or think that it's, it's pretty or it's beautiful, be you, make those decisions for you, and don't be afraid of what anyone else has to say about it. So if I have any young girls watching my channel, I hope that that's what comes across, and that's what I can convey, because it's something, like I said, that is very close to my heart. It's something that I don't really talk about on my channel, but I think I'm going to start incorporating that a little bit more, because it is something that's important to me, especially our little brown girls because I feel like there's a lack. There's definitely a lack in our society of women lifting each other up, to be honest. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to stop rambling because, look, I'll get on my soapbox and y'all be like, church in here. So I'm going to stop now and just say, be you. Love yourself, whatever yourself may be, however you are, love it, embrace it, and encourage our little babies, your cousins, your sisters, whoever may be under you, watching you, encourage them to do the same. So that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao, Bellas.